If you are working today, but you're just over it, you are not alone. Look at this comment that someone just left on my YouTube video. So this was on a video that was titled, How to Set Yourself Up to Retire Early as a Teacher, Key Strategies. And this comment says, I'm retiring after 36 years. It's an early retirement due to the fact that I'm 59 and a half years old. I can't see myself doing another year, not even half a year. I'm literally done. I figured if I'm fortunate, I have 25 to 30 summers left of my life. I want to enjoy that last quarter of my life without the stress, the exhaustion, and the abundance of work that I had to do every day. Now, I have a soft spot for teachers because my fiance is a teacher. I'm getting married in August, for those of you who do not know. And even if you're not a teacher, I know a lot of you feel just like this. And if that's the case, let me know in the comments because I like to hear from you. I am the one that reads these comments. So this video is going to be specifically for those of you that are just fed up wondering, hey, when can I be done? And everyone wants one thing that comes to me, which is they want to be okay. Now, I know that's just one word. I'm just being silly here, as that's how I like to run my videos. I like to have some fun at the same time. So we're going to work through a real case study so you can see an example and go, hey, maybe I don't need $2, $3, $4, $5 million like some articles say online. How much do I need? Well, that's what I want to show you. My name is Taublieb. I'm a certified financial planner. I'm the host of the Early Retirement Podcast, and I'm the Chief Growth Officer at Root Financial. If you like videos on how to enjoy your retirement from a purpose and fulfillment perspective, how to save on taxes, withdrawal strategy, which account do you pull from, I invite you to subscribe. If you don't like any of those things I just said, don't subscribe because you're not going to like me, which I don't want that to be the case. You guys can see 75% or so of you are not subscribed in the last 28 days that are watching my content, and a quarter of you are subscribed. So if this is of interest, hit that button. So we're going to start hopping right in. The software that I'm going to use today, this is available for you as well. So if you want to build your own plan and see exactly when you're on track to retire, you can pull up and watch this video like you're doing right now. At the same time, you can have your computer or iPad actually putting your own figures in, just in case you want to do it once again at the same exact time. You can see the link to get this is in the description of this video. So here's the couple that I'm showing you. This couple, we're just going to look at their family for a second, 51 and 49, and they are over it. They are fed up. This is a real couple. I'm just, once again, not showing their specific names for security reasons. They've got 3 kids. So in their brain, they're going, look, we're fed up, but we've got college, maybe even grad school, who knows? And that unknown, that causes a lot of people to just keep working. And so there's an email that I will send a client the minute that they become a new official Root client. I'm going to show it to you right now. So you can see you're literally in my Gmail right now. And so the text is super small up here, but I'm going to zoom in for you. And I just sent this to someone that is not a client because I wanted to share it to them. And I said, hey, here's an email I send to new clients that I invite you to think seriously about. I recommend doing on your own, please, and then coming together. So with their spouse is what I was alluding to. And here's the email. If you ask the average American how much it takes to feel wealthy, the answer is 2.2 million. If you ask a group of millionaires, they say 7.5 million. It appears the point at which we feel wealthy depends a great deal on where we are today. Then there was another study from a few years ago that asked people to approximate how much money would be required to feel comfortable. The consistent answer across the entire spectrum of net worth was about twice their current net worth. In other words, a person with 1 million felt they needed 2. The person with 5 needed 10. Even the person with 250 million felt they needed 500, which I know sounds ridiculous. There is a story about the wealthiest American to ever live, Rockefeller, and he was asked how much money is enough. And he responded, just a little bit more. And if this was the case for Rockefeller, like what hope do we have? It seems like we'll always need a little bit more. So the point here is I'm not going to share the whole email, but what we need to do first is understand and dream big, because the last thing I want, and unfortunately I've seen this, is people retire and they go, yep, I did it, I retired, but now they're not really spending what they want and they're hesitant to go out to eat or get an appetizer. And you don't want to be in that spot. You want to retire and go, look, I'm in a comfortable position where if it turns out I want to take an extra trip or do something else, I can do it. Now, sometimes, transparently, that's me telling my client, I need you to work another year, or I need you to do a different investment strategy, or I need you to implement this tax technique because here's what it would mean for you. So going back to this case study, this couple's 51 and 49, they're over it, but they know there's a lot of expenses. Now, on track for retirement, they are, but actually on track for actually feeling oh my gosh, can we actually walk away? Well, that's very different. So financially, the reason I'll start here is this couple, they are very diligent savers. And so they were always going to pay down their mortgage, and they've put a lot of money towards that mortgage, and they were putting a lot, they just do not like interest, to the point where they didn't invest outside of that a whole bunch. It was mainly their 401k, which they have 1.2 or so million dollars in, which is significant. And then they have their paid off home, which is worth about $1 million. So if we go to their plan, what you can see here is on paper, they're on track, which means here we are today. They're about 51.49. They have $1.2 million. Now they're on track to pass away with $4 million at age 92. And they made it very clear to me, that is not their goal. That if their children inherit their home, that's plenty. So they didn't want to leave assets beyond that. So this was assuming they retire at 60 and 55. So the first thing you can do here is go in and say, what if we bring this down? And they both work one fewer year. I was saying, did I say that right? One fewer year, but it sounded good in my head. So you can see here now, instead of 4.6 million, there's 570,000 fewer dollars, but they're still more than okay. So it begs the argument here, when is this couple really in a position to retire? Well, you can keep playing around with these numbers, and you can see here, yeah, there's certainly fewer dollars. Now there's 3 million instead of 4 million, $1 million fewer dollars. But there becomes a point where you go, how much do I want to leave behind? Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering right now, hey, does this include health care if they retire early? Or what about extra vacations? Because this was assuming this couple spends $6,000 a month every single month throughout retirement, which is unrealistic. There's a lot of expenses in the meantime. And so they're wondering right now, for example, what if their kid wants to go to grad school? What if it turns out that a child gets a scholarship? How does that change the plan? Right now, because of their income, one of them recently shifted to a job that doesn't pay nearly as much, but they enjoy their life, while the other spouse is working like crazy, barely seeing the family. And so right now they're like, hey, what if we their 401ks, they're like not saving anything to it. They recently shifted. So right now they're cash flowing college for one of their children. So they're wondering, do we need to keep saving? Well, you can go in here and put, what if you do 5% to a 401k? How much does that help? Well, you can see that certainly helps. Before there was 900,000 fewer dollars. Now there's 600,000 fewer dollars. So being able to use a software, this is not the only thing that gives someone the confidence to retire, but it's a really good starting spot because we're assuming in here that they get growth throughout retirement. What if it's more of a balanced approach because they're just not comfortable with the ups and downs of the market? That's okay. They're allowed to be. They're humans, not robots. But you can see there'd be 2 million at the end, which is still significant. It's not 4 million, but they're still in a good spot. So the point here is I find a lot of people are worrying unnecessarily, and I'd encourage you to use whether it be this software or any other software, and then go connect that to real life and go, okay, what do I really want to spend on? Is $6,000 a month enough? For some of you, if you didn't have a mortgage, you're like, that's more than enough. And I'd way rather stop working today at this job that I'm over so that I can just do what I want to do. I don't need $20,000 a month like some of your crazy people that watch your videos. Others of you are like, I'm not crazy. I spend $40,000 a month and that's what I need to be happy. And you know what I say to that? Good. I want you to spend exactly what you want to spend. My parents spend about $30,000 a month. That's what they like spending, and that's okay. They're allowed to spend that. Now, my parents are working in their 70s. That's in large part because they were burned by 4 financial advisors. If you want to see the whole story on that, you can, of course, go to my website here, earlyretirementpodcast.com, click about, and then you can see I've got the video here explaining why the last thing I wanted to do was become an advisor. So, full circle. So this is what I wanted to go over. If you're looking for a custom strategy, of course, that's what we do here at Root. Please, guys, please be smart about this. Everything I go over should not be construed as financial advice. This should be fun, educational, informative purposes only. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.